So I don't know if they've rolled the dice yet, as a matter of fact. It looks like they haven't. That's a Snake Eyes from Connor. It's meant to be.
Tell me that this isn't divine intervention. Tell me. Look me in the eyes. Well, okay, so yes, it is good that he won the die roll, but I don't think he'd be too unhappy if it
that's the thing.
happen.
Like, Jeff honestly doesn't mind going second either, but there's the DD guide. Oh, buddy.
Okay, so watch. He's going to normal summon the DD guide, and Connor Snow's eyebrows are going to extend to the top of the screen.
So here comes a Pot of Extravagance, kick things off.
Okay, so Pot of Extravagance is the best card in the game because it allows you to shuffle your extra deck, something that's never really been done in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Connor just saying, you know what?
Boy, are you going to regret that.
Yeah, Connor doesn't even care about the extra deck. He's just like, you can do it yourself.
Jeff kind of shrugs to himself, well, I guess I could just normal summon DD Guide.
And that's exactly what he's going to do.
Connor goes, okay, I'll take it.
So for those of you who don't know, DD Guide is a very old card, and there's the left arm offering. Oh, wow.
He's going to wait for his opponent to read DD Guide.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't really do anything, in fact.
Yeah, so DD Guide is a card that it just changes control to the other player's field.
Yeah. On normal summon, I believe it's not even an activated effect.
I don't even think it's an activated effect.
It's a very old card.
Yeah, it's
we'll pull up the text.
It's from Shadow of Infinity, I believe. So it just gives it to your opponent. So the whole purpose of this in Jeff's deck is to give it to your opponent, so now they have a monster, so you Mystic Mind them, and then they're under Mystic Mind lock instantly.
After the Metaverse limit, Mystic Mind became much harder because you couldn't wait for your opponent to start their plays to activate Metaverse and hit a Mystic Mind on your opponent's turn and prevent yourself from getting OTK'd.
So
this shores that up.
The funny thing is, I think the judge is looking for updated card text for this. I don't think it has updated card text.
In fact, we should probably get on the walkie-talkie.
And so here comes the left arm.
Okay.
And this is one of the ways that Jeff just fetches for mine instantly, just all in. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff is 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, he's undefeated.
Yes.
The man's a monster. This is his entire hand. There's nothing else happening here.
He has no fear whatsoever.
He says, go. If you have Cosmic Cyclone, I lose.
I think
Do your worst.
That's one of the big things, I think, is that with Cosmic Cyclone starting to re-enter the metagame, especially with like Orcust and Salomon Great having their one counter trap, I think that's probably one of the weaknesses that this deck has.
He goes, all right, go.
And he just passes.
And how do you beat a man of this power?
Oh, man.
Mercury Jin, 100% correct. Just allow Jeff to continue playing the deck. Everyone else can have Mystic Mind banned.
So here comes Orchestrated Return. So this is going to allow Connor to effectively trade in any of his Orcust for 2 new cards.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a card that Orcust is starting to play now because the format slowed down a bit, and the pure Orcust has actually moved to more of like a control style. And there's actually some cool combos you can do that you can essentially like go +2 before you even get to the point where you're Nibiru'd, with Orchestrated Return being one of the key cards to use that.
The addition of Orchestrated Return is something that I always thought the deck was kind of missing. I never understood why they weren't playing this trade-in with a hand that just wants to send their entire hand to the graveyard. But now they are, and the deck is much better for it.
And Connor just passed, and so did Jeff. This
is prime Yu-Gi-Oh! Anything you want to talk about? Jeff rocking the VIP bag. This is what the VIP treatment gets you,
Jeff
folks.
is actually a bounty duelist.
He is.
For those who do not know.
So if you beat Jeff, you end up with packs, but good luck.
And so we're going to...
Was that a discard to
That was a
hand
discard
size?
to hand size, discarding the Orcust Nightmare. Now, the thing is, that's pretty good for Connor if he can clear Mystic Mine. And the thing is, he has to have an out. Otherwise, why would he still be playing at this point? So he has to have a Cyclone or a
Twin Twister.
Something, yeah. Because otherwise, as soon as you see this, like you would just scoop in most instances.
What on earth does Jeff have in his hand? So most of his deck is things like Prohibition, Goddess Skuld's Oracle, Field Barrier, Final Countdown.
Discarding to hand size again.
Well,
so
there's an extravagance.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's not going to be activated this time?
Ash Blossom, yes. Could be an impermanence, though. He did play it in this column.
What's he going to
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he can't target anything.
Targeting you, Jeff.
Oh, I bet Connor wishes he could do that.
And there's a duality. Okay.
So now we're going to get to see. That is a field barrier, another DD guide, and a prohibition. He can just lock it up. So now the thing is, now that Cosmic Cyclone has been so prevalent in the meta, I think he is going to be much more cognizant to call stuff like Cosmic Cyclone with prohibition, because at Pro Tour Orlando, Cosmic Cyclone was just starting to get to the point where we're starting to get main deck more often, and it wasn't as common, where Twin Twister was still very popular.
It's a little frustrating because Twin Twister is a fantastic card to Prohibition. It's in a ton of main decks, and almost every sideboard. But of course, it doesn't actually clear the Mystic Mine. It has to get through a copy of Field Barrier first.
He scooped.
Oh, amazing. Oh, amazing.
And that's how he wins.
That's an easy first game for Jeff.
873, you guys. Just taking the time out of your weekend to watch this event and watch this man of unmatched, unparalleled brutality.
To those of you asking how old Jeff is, he is an ancient titan. His age is a mystery and unknowable. And also, he's 51.
So Connor playing Allure in his Orcust deck, interestingly enough. He is playing the Dangers as well, so he's got plenty of targets.
Scrap Recycler. So this is the direction we expected Orcust to start going post-ban list. Of course, you have to start playing things like the Recruiters, the Armageddonites, the Dark Greffers, and even the Scrap Recyclers in order to get your combo off the ground.
Yeah, so we're going to see what I presume to be the normal combo here for what pure Orcust likes to do. So
Jeff completely unfazed.
So he used Scrap Recycler, dumped Harp, banished Harp to summon Nightmare. Now you make Galatea. Now from this point you banish the Nightmare, which is exactly what Connor's doing. You're going to send Wand. And then Wand you're going to banish to get one of your banished cards back. And then you get Orchestrated Return off of Galatea. And then that way you can send whatever you bring back off the Wand to then draw 2. And that way, that's your 4th summon. So if you commit to a Dingirsu at that point, that's your 5th summon if you were to get Nibiru hypothetically. But you've already gone +2 at that point. And would you really just want a Nibiru, a Dingirsu? Like,
yes.
I mean... Even if you did, you're going to be drawing into
good, no.
Right, you're going to be drawing into more of your defensive cards, which is what pure Orcust is starting to pivot towards.
Of course, it doesn't matter. Jeff isn't playing Nibiru.
Exactly.
And why would he? It's an effect that activates.
Right.
Disgusting.
That's so 2018. So it looks like Connor's actually going for a second Galatea here, so a different line of play than the one I just described.
I think if you're Connor, you really want to find yourself a couple of Orcust Crescendos, if at all possible.
Absolutely. You just need to get as many of your options to stop the Mystic Mine as possible.
Danger time.
So Tsuchinoko.
We get some snacks in chat.
Hit the Reinforcement of the Army.
Well, that's fine. He already used his normal summon, so I think he's very happy to see that out of the hand.
Yeah, that's just for searching Armageddonites. No big deal there. Possible follow-up for next turn that could have been missed, but obviously he didn't value it enough to set it. Going for the Galatea search now. Maybe he was hoping to hard draw into something else. So, okay, so he's going for the return. Okay.
I think that set card is likely already a Crescendo.
It could be. Especially if you know you're going up against this deck, I would really hope you prioritize Crescendo.
And you can't get away with not doing
Could also be a Twin Twister or Cosmic Cyclone, because this is game 2. So
be.
Side decks do matter here.
We're going to attach, what, the Harp here?
Yep, looks like it.
And then we're going to link away, likely for a third Galatea.
Most likely.
Wow.
Yes. Using all
That's
three.
The hat trick.
Oh, and he had the Babel. Okay. Again, won't matter too much if a Mystic Mine gets dropped, but...
Well, yes, that's true. I was like, no, you can get the Dingirsu back. Oh, it would activate on a new chain, at which point Mystic Mine has resolved.
So Jeff also has a Lava Golem in his hand, which, funny enough, Connor has played around.
Intelligent.
So now this is the rough part, because, like, if you have Crescendo... You know, Extravagance is like one of those cards, man.
Because my friends are awful, they built this in paper, and in testing, I found that ashing the Extravagance is one of the few ways you actually lose the game. Like, having the ability to ash exactly the cards that get mine and nothing else is so critical.
And
I mean, imagine if that was on a mine,
Yep.
it'd be banished. And now all Jeff has to do is just slap down a mine and be done with it.
And that's exactly what he does.
Speaking of, Connor says, okay.
And the Field Barrier!
He's got to read this.
Connor's got to pick that up. So Field Barrier protects your spell card from being destroyed by card effects, which is incredible.
Because Mystic Mine destroys itself.
And so even if Connor managed to clear his board of monsters, it would not matter. So at this point, if Jeff just manages to get Prohibition and calls Cosmic Cyclone, it's basically game over.
The game is now done.
Because at that point, Jeff is just going to be drawing for every single turn until he gets to a Wave Motion Cannon, and then it's wrapped up. Or
a final
countdown, which he has resolved on stream before.
In top 16. So unfortunately, Field Barrier does not protect against banishing. I think because it hadn't been invented yet. It was printed in like 2000. So Cosmic Cyclone is a very clean out to this board specifically. But this iteration of Mystic Mine just attempts to land a Mystic Mine on turn 1 and then do absolutely everything it can to insulate it from both your opponent's cards and your own effects. And that's the purpose of cards like DD Guide and Field Barrier, which were previously unplayable in it.
So we saw Connor banish his Crescendo to search out another Orcust monster to thin his deck a little bit before he used Orchestrated Return to send his copy of Galatea to the graveyard to draw a couple cards. And there, oh no, this might just lock it up. So Goddess Skuld's Oracle. So this card allows Jeff to look at the top 3 cards of Connor's deck and stack them in any way he so chooses, basically making it impossible for Connor to actually get a card that can out this Mystic Mine.
He said, you can have that Ash Blossom, actually. I'm completely fine with it.
There's the third Orchestrated Return.
So we're just drawing the entire deck at this point.
So that's not bad if you're trying to like break a Goddess Skuld's lock, but you better hope those 3 cards are going to get you out of it.
I think we did find what those cards were.
Oh, and he's got Allure.
Wow, we're like actually 20 cards deep at this point.
Wow, okay.
There's got to be something out of the sideboard. A Twin Twister, for Christ's
I got to give it to
sake.
Connor. He's got the draw power to possibly dig deeper, but if he doesn't find the out, it's not going to matter.
Yeah. We did find the Twister.
Okay, so Twister can destroy the Field Barrier.
But importantly, the Mystic Mine will be destroyed by its own
Correct.
effect should this resolve.
Yes, and that's it. Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell.
That's the worst possible thing it could have been for Connor.
So Curse Seal now will negate the Twin Twister and now
prevent him from ever activating it again.
Yes, all copies of Twin Twister are now prevented from being able to be used. I don't know if Connor's just like looking through his deck to see if he has outs.
Oh no, he discarded
a Jackalope. You're right. I'm sorry. It didn't look like he had any outs in his deck.
No, I didn't see any. I didn't even see a Cosmic, to be honest.
Curse Seal, the Forbidden Spell, preventing you.
Those asking in chat, he is 2-0. Jeff, if he wins this, will be 3-0.
I think he's going to be 3-0 after this.
God, I hope. I mean, we don't play favorites on camera.
Not at all.
Connor, please bring it back. He's like, I'll act up. No, well, that doesn't actually work. Whoa, hey, hold up.
It doesn't work.
Oh, wait, no, it does. They both have the same number of monsters.
Oh, that's true. So he
so he can summon it and draw and then sit.
He has to have like a Cosmic or something.
That's the only possible out, right?
It's the only way. There's no way.
Jeff, very content to just pass it back.
Unless Connor's just enjoying his time being in the feature match. But, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. And now with Goddess Skull being able to just rearrange. Okay, let's see if we can take a look here. Ooh. Looks like 2 dangers. He put a spell to the bottom.
Like Pot of Desires or something?
Would you play Pot of Desires in a pure Orcust?
No.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't.
And there's
the wave motion cannon.
Not to mention the super rare wave motion cannons.
Those are expensive.
Jeff is a man of max rarity taste.
It's really expensive.
Those are very expensive.
All right, we're 1 turn in. The wave motion clock.
It's not as good as Final Countdown, but
it's not.
It'll do the job in this case.
It says pass it back. All right. No.
Yeah.
I'm handing it to you to scold me. He says, oh, okay.
That could have been very bad for game state because Goddess Skull has actually manipulated the top cards. 1 on wave motion cannon.
Connor laughing, wow, if I was in his seat, I would feel a completely different emotion.
So
it looks like there's a
Crescendo going to the bottom.
Yeah, not very good at this point.
So you can still play the Kefir, you can't play the Kefir.
Jeff teaching these boomers a lesson. Oh, I think the opposite is occurring.
It's going to pitch Nightmare for turn.
I've never seen a more unhappy pitch for for hand size. Just like a throw into the graveyard.
You know, at least Connor's cooperating by giving his deck to Jeff to speed things up.
Scold me. See what happens. So what's the possible out now? I mean, we can see the whole list effectively, and it's not happening.
Again, he has to have a Cosmic Cyclone in there, right?
Yeah.
We must have missed it when he scrolled through the deck previously because I don't see why Connor would still be...
Well, it's game 2. I mean, if you concede, it's over. Might as well play it out. Give Jeff a little bit of time to style on camera.
I mean, I'm enjoying it.
I am too. I hope our 1,000 viewers are enjoying it
like
as well.
We said, we just need to see a Prohibition and it's game over.
Get Jeff a Monster Zero to celebrate.
There's an Instant Fusion.
Yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, sure.
What does Instant Fusion do here? We can go into Nightmare Phoenix.
And have no effect.
No. Looking at the graveyard real quick, is there like a Crescendo we missed?
I mean, he could banish a Nightmare to thin his deck? Oh, no, he can't do that because it's Mystic Mine. Yeah, never mind.
Can we get ulti field barrier next OTS pack? Send Konami a strongly worded email.
I'd be okay with a super rare field barrier solely for Jeff.
Oh yeah. In fact, not even in an OTS, just mailed to his house. He says, "Yeah, another monster. Don't mind if I do."
I'm really curious. Jeff hasn't set any other cards. Like, does he just have like redundant copies of Mystic Mine at this point?
Maybe he just doesn't care, you know?
Maybe. It could be.
Prohibition's the only thing he could possibly want to set, or a Solemn Judgment.
When you're staring down a man that's this terrifying, I mean, you know, he just knows that he doesn't have to. He can just do whatever. Yeah, put that jackalope to the top.
Another jackalope. Absolutely. Oh, wow.
You gotta love when your opponent's like playing your deck for you.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Jeff, just do what you gotta do.
I think Connor has a copy of Twin Twister in his hand, by the way.
Oh, that feels miserable.
I think he actually had 2 copies of Twin, and that curse seal actually just sealed the game. No pun intended.
I will. Oh, you intended that pun.
Absolutely.
I will attest that from testing, the worst feeling in the world is getting a spell that you have 2 of, cursed sealed. There's absolutely nothing that feels as debilitating as that.
Jeff pitching a lava golem. We have over 1,000 people in stream right now watching Jeff just utterly decimate this man.
We've got what, 7?
7.
Right, Jeff,
one more standby phase.
One more.
That's
danger
another
to the
monster.
top.
Yep, that's gonna do it. Discarding a redundant copy of Field Barrier.
Oh, I think you play the second field barrier. It insulates against.
And that's going to do it. We see the handshake. Jeff Leonard 2-0